Have you ever wondered why most honest and hardworking people are generally poor and struggling, while the people that you think are crooks or the people you think should not have the best things in life are actually the ones that have those best things in life? The negative things that you wish on them don't happen to them, and the positive things that you think should be happening to the honest and hardworking people, okay, those are the things that are actually happening to and happening for the people that you think are crooks. Now, when you think about it, you will realize that this is actually the way that the world works. And one of the mistakes we often make is that we always want the world to work the way we think it should work, instead of understanding how it actually works and aligning with it. Okay? You need to understand how the world works and align with it, instead of thinking or assuming that it should work in a certain way and getting angry when it doesn't work that certain way. For example, this is just an example. On February 20, 2025, General Ibrahim Babangida launched his memoir or autobiography. Okay, it's actually more of an autobiography, okay, titled A Journey in Service. To be very honest with you, when I saw the video on YouTube and I saw that it was Professor Yemi Osinbajo that was reviewing the book, I was initially taken aback. I was shocked, like, why would Professor Osinbajo review a book for IBB? I was still quite young when IBB was president, but I was old enough to know the things that happened at that time. So I was wondering, why would someone like Professor Osinbajo, okay, review, okay, IBB's book? But when I listened to his review, I saw that yes, it was very straightforward. He was very, wise about the way he approached it. And like, why shouldn't he review it? Why couldn't he and why shouldn't he? That's one of the mistakes that we make. We pigeonhole people and we say that, okay, these are the good people, these are the bad people. Okay, the good people should associate with one another, the bad people should associate with one another. But when we look at it critically, we'll see that that is not the way the world works. Look at it even in the Bible. We have Daniel, okay, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Babylon. And like, this was a pagan nation. The government was, something else. They did not, obey the laws of God. In fact, at some point, they made a decree that nobody must pray. And then they made a statue that everybody must bow to the statue. That was the environment. But Daniel did not say that, no, I cannot work with this kind of people. No, I cannot work with this kind of king. And that is how we are being excluded. Those of us that think that, okay, we have something to offer, those of us that think we are honest, we are hardworking, we'll do the right thing, we're being excluded from the field of play because we think that we're not supposed to associate with certain kind of people. Okay, but the truth is that what we should learn, okay, is to associate without being contaminated. It is about being part of the process. That's why Jesus Christ said that I am sending you out as sheep among wolves. Therefore, be gentle as doves and wise as serpents. So we must be gentle as dove and we must be wise as serpent. Dove is a picture of the Holy Spirit. Serpent is a picture of the devil. Think about that. So people will say, oh, don't go into politics, or don't do this, don't associate with certain kinds of people. Like, we need to rethink that, okay? The point I am making is this. The way the world works is not the way we think it should work. When you listen to Professor Osinbajo speak, you hear, what he said about, okay, what IBB did to people like OBJ, people like, our current president, okay, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and all of those people were present at the launch, at the book launch. Now, think about that, okay? It says something about human nature, and it also says something about the way the world works. Jesus Christ even told many parables and many stories that illustrate how the world works. One of them is a parable of what we call the parable of the unjust servant. If you're not familiar with it, you can Google the parable of the unjust servant or the parable of the unjust manager. Now, there was this guy that was defrauding his boss big time. Like, the guy was defrauding his boss and he was trusted. The boss trusted him, but he kept defrauding the boss. And when the boss found out, the boss was like, what nonsense? Okay, you are fired. The boss fired the guy, and not what Jesus said afterwards. Jesus Christ said that even the boss eventually commended that guy. Now, when the guy was fired, he went to meet, the people that were working with his boss. Okay, how much do you owe my boss? Okay, change it to this, change it to that. And he arranged for himself neatly. And Jesus said something. He said that the children of this world, they are wise in their own generation. That means the children of the kingdom, they are probably foolish, because the opposite of wise is foolish. Now, the children of this world, they are wise in their own generation, so they know how to take care of themselves. Okay, they know how to make things work. They know how the world works, and they align with it. Okay, but the children of light, most of the time, we are not like that, and that's why Jesus Christ said that we have to be gentle as doves and wise as serpents. Now, the final part of this illustration that I want to mention is the book itself. Now, he has already made a lot of money from the book, which many even consider a revisionist, autobiography. That's IBB's autobiography. Now, many people consider it as a revisionist, that he's trying to, change the facts. He's trying to paint himself in a good light and all of that. That is not, the point I'm discussing here. Now, again, the facts are out for everybody to check and make their own decisions, reach their own conclusions. But the point is this. Now, a lot of people are saying that, with all the money he has made, because I actually checked, I thought people were joking when they said, okay, the price was maybe 40,000 naira to 50,000 naira per book, one book. Like 40k or 50k, one book. What is in the book? But that is part of what I'm saying. These people understand how the world works, and they don't care about what anybody thinks. Okay, now he has already made a lot of billions from the book launch, and now one copy is still being sold for 40,000 naira to 50,000 naira, and people are complaining. Write your own book too now. Write your own book and sell it for 100,000 naira. And that brings me to the crux of this conversation. If you are somebody that is committed to creating value, and you just want to help people, you just want to serve, you can do it to the point where it is becoming detrimental to you as a person. And that was where I was for a long time. I have always been committed to helping people, even at my own expense, creating value, communicating value, but I wasn't capturing enough value in return. And if you have listened to me for some time, you know that I believe that entrepreneurship is the art of creating value, communicating value, and capturing value in return. If you miss out on one of those three, you are not going to have a complete experience. You are going to be frustrated at the end of the day, or you are just going to be struggling and you will never make it. And when I say entrepreneurship, it doesn't necessarily mean starting a business. No, you can be an entrepreneur even as an employee. Those are the people we call intrapreneurs. You are an employee, but you are working with an entrepreneurial mindset. But the point is, whichever situation you find yourself, you need to master that art of creating value, communicating value, and capturing value in return. A lot of people create value, especially in corporate environments, but they don't know how to communicate the value they are creating. They don't know how to write reports, for example. And somebody that is not doing as much write a better report, and that person keeps getting promoted, and then the person that is creating more value gets angry and says a lot of things like, okay, no, I'm better than this person, but you're not communicating it. So the world rewards people that know how to create value, communicate value, and capture value in return. If you are creating value and communicating value and you are not capturing value in return, you will not be rewarded. Do you understand? And you will feel frustrated at the end of the day. Even Jesus Christ insisted, okay, that everybody has to be profitable. He told a parable of how a man gave talents, okay, to his team members, and he expected them to multiply, okay, those talents, and someone kept it and did not produce, okay. And he told us what happened to that guy that was not productive. He shared the story of a fig tree, okay, where he wanted to eat fruit from the tree and there were no fruits, and he cursed the fig tree, okay, and that was the end of the fig tree. The fig tree dried up because it was not productive. He told another story of a tree, okay, that was just encumbering the ground, and the owner of the vineyard came and told the gardener, cut down this tree. Then the gardener said, you know what, give me some more time, okay, let me dig around it, put manure for 1 more year, and if it doesn't produce after 1 year, I cut it down. Now the truth of the matter is I have created enough value, more than enough value for anybody, through my free resources, YouTube, blog posts, a lot of other, channels, email newsletters, online courses. For example, our remote job success course is entirely free, for the most part. Okay, most of the time we give, coupon codes for people to access the course free of charge on Udemy instead of paying 64,900. Okay, well, that's the price at this point. It may increase later. Okay, and a lot of ways to create value like that. So the point is, anybody that takes those free resources and truly maximizes them will make a lot of progress. But if you have not maximized the free resources you already have and you want to have another free resource on it, you are not going to make much progress. It's just going to weigh you down. So what I have learned is that now, I am applying the concept of minimum viable effort to everything that I am doing. So there is a level that, okay, I will do, this, for you for free. And we also do that for clients. Okay, give them structured work plans, do a lot of things, and then we get to a point where, okay, fine, at this point you have to pay. And if you are not paying, sorry, okay, then you have to get somebody else to implement it, because that is how the world works. And for those of us that, we're just committed to creating value, okay, helping people and all of that, one of the things we need to recognize is that everybody has, their part to play. Okay, you cannot carry people's load for them. You can show them how to carry it, you can give them the support, but everybody still has to carry their load. Even Jesus Christ, he said that, okay, anyone that wants to follow me, okay, must carry his cross daily and follow me. Some people wanted to follow him and he said, you know what, go and sell everything you have, then come and follow. That is it. So you don't want to just carry everybody and then you are, no. Your work is the work of a midwife. Okay, the person that you are midwifing has to carry the pregnancy, has to go through the labor process, and then as the midwife, okay, you will help them through the process. Do you understand? So that is one thing that I am learning, and it is very important. Okay, because if you don't learn this, you are going to be working so hard and you are not going to be having much to show for it, if anything at all. Look at this story in the Bible, for example. It's in Ecclesiastes. Let me check it here. Ecclesiastes. I want to open eSword on my laptop. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 13 to verse 16. I have also seen this wisdom under the sun, and it was great to me. There was a small city with few men. A mighty king came against it, surrounded it, and built large siege ramps against it. Now, a poor wise man was found in the city, and he saved the city by his wisdom. Yet, no one remembered that poor man. Verse 16, and I said, wisdom is better than strength, but the wisdom of the poor man is despised, and his words are not heeded. So if you're always advising people, always supporting people, okay, and you don't know how to capture value in return, you will be poor. And the people you think you are supporting, the people you think you are advising, they won't even make use of those pieces of advice, or they will make use of it and then they don't remember you, just like in this story. Look at David, very smart guy. He had done a lot of work for free. Okay, exposed himself to a lot of danger, risks, gone the extra mile. When a lion came to attack his father's sheep, he attacked the lion, killed the lion, and rescued the sheep. When a bear came, he did the same thing, killed the bear and rescued the sheep. And this was a guy that wasn't trained. It's not like he had military training or anything like that. He trained himself. Okay, in the backside of the desert, in the wilderness, nobody cared about him. They just left him there. He could have run away when the lion came and when the bear came. He did not. And nobody commended him for that. Nobody celebrated him for that. He was okay with it. He wasn't looking for all of that. Okay, but when he got on the battlefield, he wasn't expecting it. He was just going to deliver food to his brothers. And he saw what Goliath was doing on the battlefield. He was like, oh, what is this? And he asked different people, at least 3 different people, okay, what will be done for the person that takes this man down? Okay, he was ready to take Goliath down, but he did not do it until he was sure that, okay, what is the reward? He confirmed the reward like 3 different times until they took him to the person that could actually reward him. And that brings us back to one of the lessons we have shared earlier, that if you see a man that is diligent in his business, he will stand before kings. He will not stand before mean men. Okay, David was at first speaking with mean men. His brothers were even criticizing him like, we know the wickedness of your heart. Okay, why have you come to see the battle? Well, was like, what are you saying? I'm not here to, for these things that you are saying. You are misunderstanding my intent, and a lot of people will misunderstand your intent. It's okay. Do you understand? So if you are committed to creating value, keep at it, keep creating value, but also learn how to capture value in return. So David asked, what shall be done for the man that takes this giant down? And they told him, okay, his family will be exempt from taxes, he will become the king's son-in-law, this and this and that. And they told all of the road, said, okay. And then he went and then he took Goliath down. So before you solve major problems for people, they need to have skin in the game. What are they bringing on board? What are they contributing? Okay, and how is this going to be a rewarding experience for you? That will be all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.